I want to say something. We're going to start off with some news, some personal news, okay? Honestly, I don't even know if I should say this. I've got to admit something. It's been my dream for a very long time to go to Iran, to visit Iran in person. As I'm sure many of you have followed over the past, year, 2 years that I've been banned from YouTube, I've visited many countries. I visited the so-called enemy countries of the United States, right? I went to Yemen. I went to Iraq. I went to Lebanon. I did not go to Iran. And it's been my dream to go to Iran. And it's really a shame in my eyes that I am not going to be able to go there before this war breaks out. I will be there for the victory celebrations after the war takes place. Victory is an assured thing. We should never, underestimate our enemies. But what I'll say is that part of the reason why I took a break from streaming this past week is because I was trying to plan something. I was trying to plan something very big, very powerful. I don't know a lot of people in these important elite circles. I kind of stick to myself. I stick to the party. I stick to ACP. I stick to the people that I know and I trust. And frankly, I don't trust most people on the internet. I really don't. I'm always surprised when I see how friendly it's like this incestuous Twitter relationship. All these people are friends with each other behind the scenes. I'll be honest with you. I'm not friends with any of these people online. I've got a few people I trust and I'm good. I'm really good. But what I'll say is, I was like, I'm the one who's always getting invited to participate in certain events and go speak places. I want to try to organize something of my own this time. And I assembled a group of people, very high level group of people that I trust, to go to Iran. And I had planned that to take place as soon as possible. I was working on this the past few days, day and night, trying to coordinate with all the different people and whatnot. And in my eyes, this was going to be something that hopefully was going to be akin to prior to the Iraq War, when people went so bravely, so courageously, and maybe even similar to what we did in Yemen, where in the midst of a U.S. bombing campaign, we went to Yemen and we said that this needs to come to a close. And the people of Yemen are good people. And they're not deranged terrorists, as you might hear in the media. These are just normal people like you and me. You have more in common with the people of Yemen than you do the Epstein regime in the United States. So what I've got to admit is that I will not be going to Iran. And there's a simple reason why. Like I said, this group of people that I had invited, and there was keen interest amongst these people to go to Iran and participate in this action and try to, I guess, in a last-ditch Hail Mary effort, sway some sort of public opinion against this, even though most of the public is already opposed to this. I was informed, and some of the other people who were interested in participating in this trip were informed that what is about to happen in Iran is going to be a major, major, major blowout. That's what they think, at least. Of course, the Iranians are not so easy to take down. For every action, there is going to be reciprocal action. And if they think just taking out the leadership is going to solve all their problems and they're going to get Pahlavi in power, I think that they're a bit ludicrous. I think that they're a bit insane. I think they're very naive. I think these are stupid people. I think these are people who are lying to themselves and lying to the American public, of course. But anyways, the reason why this trip is not happening is because unlike when I went to Yemen, when there was a bombing campaign and bombs were falling very close to us, and I'd never been in a situation like that. Frankly, it scared the shit out of me. I've never been in a situation like that. I'm not going to lie. But unlike when we went to Yemen, it was expressed from sources very high up that if we went to Iran, they would be happy to take the lives of everyone in the delegation that I was trying to organize. Who's they? I think you can probably put two and two together. I mean, it's a U.S.-Israeli bombing campaign, right? And they all have the same goals. They all have the same goals, whether they're acting with the full intent to pursue this Zionist agenda, greater Israel, the Gazification of Iran, or whether people are acting under duress or whatever is happening, right? People being bought off, blackmailed, right? The message that was communicated to me and other people, like I said, who are actually in discussion with, I was in discussion with, to go to Iran in the very near term, was that it is going to be a major blowout, and the powers that be would gladly take the opportunity to kill each and every one of us who's going to participate in this trip, a peace trip, a trip to say, hey, let's not have war. There is a different option here. So I'm not going to get into all the details. Maybe one day down the line I will. But I say that simply to communicate the urgency of this moment, simply to say just how powerful it is for all of you to continue speaking out against what's happening, and to say that this is a real threat. The fact that the vast majority of the American public is opposed to war in Iran, that is a real threat, and they do want to kill that threat. And they'll basically do anything, even kill American citizens, to ensure that they try to neutralize that threat. So I say with a heavy heart that it appears as though there's a target on my back. And while, I will sit here and say that, of course, the lives of the people that went to Yemen on this trip not too long ago were put in jeopardy because who knows what the U.S. was going to do back then. Knowing what has been told to me by people who definitely know, definitely have direct access to information, I cannot put the lives of the people that I was going to invite to this trip in jeopardy. So we will not be going to Iran, unfortunately. I hope to be there for the victory celebrations, and I hope that, I hope that people can understand that. It's not the proudest thing in the world to say that I'm not going. But I'll do everything I can from here. And I think that the only way I can justify not going now is by knowing that the people that were going to be on this trip are better off alive, speaking their voice throughout the duration of this conflict, and saying what needs to be said. It's not even about speaking truth to power. The people in power know that this is criminal, illegal, genocidal, demonic, and goes directly against the interests of the United States. What this is about is making sure that the American public is not swayed by the propaganda. So I feel as though that is the most important thing right now. And to whatever end that us being alive contributes to that, I think it's worth. I think it's worth doing exactly what we're doing now and making sure that the people on this trip are in safe hands and are not put in danger in any significant manner. It's going to take each and every one of us to bring an end to this madness. And anyways, that's what's going on. And that is my announcement to start the stream. Before you leave, I want to say thank you for the support, because after 2 years of being banned, we are finally back home on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and also join as a member on our channel using the link at the top of the description. I rely on the generous support of viewers like yourself to get the truth out to as many people as possible. You can also support the show on Locals or Give Sin Go. The mainstream media and the powers that be are never going to stop attacking us for bringing the truth to as many people as we do. Thank you so much for your support.